It's a circle of life. Bad times come, then good times leave. Then good times come, and bad times leave. Either way can happen in an instant. You may be very happy at this moment, but that doesn't mean it will last for a long time. You know that, but how many of us want to accept it? We all want to be in the good times all the time. That's what we want. But that's not the reality. The reality is we all go through a circles of ups and downs, good times and bad times. The key is to realize that either good time or bad time won't last forever. You may feel good in this moment, but 1 hour later, your mood can change very quickly. Maybe right now you feel so good about your life, and then an hour later you receive a message from your boss, from your girlfriend, from your boyfriend, from whoever that is. But you don't really like that message. Your mood can change right in an instant. The point I want to say is, good times and bad times can switch off very quickly, can be changed very quickly. So don't worry when you are in bad times, because good time is just around a corner. That's the thing. We can't really control when good times come to us or when bad time comes to us. But one thing we know for sure, that bad times won't last forever. And as long as you are patient when you enduring bad times, you will overcome it. You will see the light very soon. So when you experience sadness, remember that this sadness won't last long, and it will be gone the moment you experience new joy. So make sure when you experience depression or sadness, focus on taking action and knowing that this sorrow, this sadness won't last forever. It will pass. You don't have to try to fix anything here. You don't have to try to fix sadness here. We often think that we have to do something about it. But the reality is, the most effective way is like you do nothing. You do nothing. You don't need to do anything to fix it. Just keep working on whatever that you need to do next. Just keep focused on your goals. Because with enough time, you will run into new happiness, and that sorrow will just go away. That's the beauty about life. We may feel lonely after the enjoyable moments pass, but when you experience new joys, those feelings of sorrow will start to fade. We may feel sad when that party is over, but we also know that when we have a new party, that sorrow, that sadness will just go away. The same thing in life. Maybe you are in a difficult season right now. Maybe you are in a painful season right now. Keep in mind that once this season is over, you will experience new joy, new happiness. You will experience a new victory. That's the beauty that I recently found out. I used to think that we have to remove sadness, and in order to find new joy, we have to do something that to avoid sadness, to fight back with sadness, so that we can always experience happiness. But that's not the case. The point is just embrace sadness and accept it and let the universe take care of itself. For me, for a long time, and I think that you may be able to relate to this as well, I just resisted fear and anxiety because I was afraid of talking about fear and anxiety and insecurity. Because I have too much pride in myself that, man, I'm the guy who talking about being fearless. And here I am. I experience fears and sadness, anxiety and even insecurity within myself. Right? I have too much pride that I didn't want to admit it. I didn't want to talk about it. But what I realized was that the more I resisted, the harder for me to overcome. But that's why it's so important for me to admit that, hey, I still experience fear. I do have insecurity. I do have anxiety from time to time. And now I no longer fighting back. I no longer resist it. I accept it. I embrace it. At the end of the day, I am still a human being. I experience all emotions. And you know what happens when I actually surrender and accept it? I have felt so much peace in myself, and I can totally express my true authentic self. And I know it can feel scary because I was afraid that some listener may not like it. But what I realized was that when I totally express my true authentic self, I will attract the right people, the right audience into my life. And that's what you want to see anyway, my true authentic self. So when you experience all the negative emotions, sadness, depression, frustration, anxiety, stress, fear, accept it, surrender to it. Please don't try to analyze it. As a man, we have a tendency to try to analyze feelings that we experience, especially negative feelings. And we try to find a root cause and come up with a solution. I think that's what the biggest trap that you and me fall into when we deal with the negative feelings. We try to come up with a solution. We try to find something new to fix it. But like I said, you don't have to do anything. All you have to do is to surrender, accept it, and let yourself be vulnerable with those feelings. Because once you allow yourself to be vulnerable and accept it, you will feel at ease with yourself. And those feelings will start to dissipate, will disappear. So what is the key takeaway? The key takeaway is accepting hardship or sadness is part of life. We always have ups and downs, even for the most positive people. They also experience the doubts so many times. The only thing that difference about them is like they no longer resist to it. They accept it, and that's why they overcome it quicker and easier. So accept it and allow yourself to be vulnerable. You will overcome way quicker and easier versus when you're fighting and pushing back. And secondly, allow yourself as much time as you need to. Some may take longer than others. And sometimes we try to look at other people's lives and compare to ourselves and beat ourselves up for taking longer. But what I realized that it may take me longer to overcome struggle than you. So I can't really compare my struggle to you. I can't really compare my struggle to other people. Remember, like I said, accept it. If you take way longer than others, that's okay. It doesn't make you less worthy than anybody else. That's the main key, to accept everything and expect nothing. Because my friend, when you accept everything and expect nothing, that's when you will have a peace of mind. And when you have a peace of mind, you can overcome any hardship, any sadness, any struggles that you are facing. So surrender, accept everything, and be patient when you go through hardship. I hope you enjoy this episode. I just want to say thank you for choosing my podcast. Appreciate your review, and until next time, never stop believing yourself.